Welcome back to another recap of HyperForce. I didn't do this like last week because there was fires going on, so the episode was cancelled. I hope everyone was safe. But episode 7, here we go. So we left off with Eddie getting dominated, destroyed by Vesper because we found out that she was a robot, while Marv, Jack, and Chloe were stuck in cages. So Marv, Chloe, and Jack are trapped in cage. And grinders come in and just attack them between the bars. So they all black out because since they're in cages, they can't really fight or defend themselves. So the grinders just attack and they just. So they wake up in some type of like elevator where the cage is just going down, down, down. And when they wake up, they just start arguing. Like, Jack, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Jack is like, you didn't believe me. I told you something was going on with Vesper and Eddie, but you decided to pull your gun on me. And Marvin's like, yeah, because Vesper said not to trust you. So what is going on? Like, tell me something that only Jack knows. Like, I know you told me your secret, but I'm not the reason why you were kicked off the force. Like, I'm not, like, just because you see it one way, it's not how it happened, you know. Some more backstory. So they land in this like weird area where there's a bunch of cages. They're in one cage. The next cage there's Eddie unconscious, and in the next one there's some guy, but we don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. Wink, wink. And they see Eddie unconscious and they don't know what to do, so they start talking like, we need to get out of here, we need to save Eddie, we need to save the people, and we need to get out of this timeline. So they start freaking out, and then someone appears to help them out. And who is that person? Jem, the gold RPM Ranger. Yes, he is in this episode. He is our guest star. And he is a wild dude. They start talking like, who are you? Like, why are you here? Jem is just like, oh, me? I am here because I work here and I want to be here. And I've defeated 20 grinders. And then Chloe was just like, yeah, 20? I defeated 60. And Jem is like, wow, 60? Wow, you guys are pretty strong, huh? Vesper goes to them, goes to that same area. She starts patrolling and make sure they're not doing anything suspicious. She's like, if you guys don't shut up or if you guys aren't quiet, I will shoot and attack you guys. She shoots Marv as a warning shot. And Jem is enjoying the show, so he somehow gets popcorn and just watches the whole show. They try to open the bars, but it's not working. So Marv has an idea to get Vesper mad and to use, I believe, her axe to slash the bars open. At the same time, while he's trying to get her mad and convince her to attack, Jem was also doing the same. He was like, yes, attack them. Not horizontally, but vertically, so it can go in between the bars. And then Marv was like, whose side are you on, dude? Are you on our side or their side? And Jem was like, I don't know, I just want stuff to happen. So Eddie wakes up and he tells the gang what happens. He tells them that Vesper is some kind of android and that she's being possessed by the virus. And they need to find a way out. And then they don't have their morphers. Their morphers was taken away by the grinders. They start talking to Jem, and Jem tells them that, oh, there was this girl named Dr. K. She was in a place called Alphabet Soup. I was there with my sister. She created the Venjix virus, but it kind of backfired. So now she also created the RPM Rangers to fight back. The reason why we're here in these cages is because they're going to use this to work and make more grinders. That's the reason why they're in cages. They're going to start working for the grinders. So I feel like they were stuck here for like about 30 minutes. Apparently Jem knew how to get out all along, but he just kept it to himself. He tells them that every time he goes to work, he builds like these bombs, and with these bombs he plans to escape, but first he wants to find his sister. So he's like, since you guys are here, you guys can help me plant these bombs and so we can just explode stuff. And then Chloe's like, yeah, we would love to help, you know, it's gonna be boom time. And then Jem was like, what did you say? And Chloe's like, oh, I just say stuff that comes out of my mouth and sometimes it don't make sense. Like, but what did you say? And she's like, I said boom time. And he's like, oh, cool. You think I can use that for later on? I want to write that down. So we learn where he got the phrase boom time. So before they can execute the plan and blow up the cages, Vesper comes by and is like, alright, it's work time. You guys gotta build grinders. So it's time to work. They go out. They're ready to do this. But Jem tells the gang, like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. We're gonna need a distraction while we're working. There's gonna be some generators around this facility that we're gonna blow up, and it's gonna be boom time. They're like in this big area where they're gonna work. Eddie decides to distract Vesper, tries to talk to her like, hey, Vesper, like, you know, it's me, Eddie, we're your friends, you know. He's still trying to see if he can talk to her, like you know, like that type of way, the whole lovey-dovey type of way. Smooth Eddie is dying, so he needs to survive this episode. Like Jam said, he needs a distraction. So Marv flips the table and is like, "Dad, like Jack, if you're gonna build grinders, you gotta do it right." So he flips the table. And then Jam is like, "Oh, that guy's flipping tables. I'm gonna flip tables too." So he goes up to them and he flips 2 tables at a time. Vesper sees all this going down, so she's like, "If you guys don't stop playing around, I'm gonna shoot Eddie." And then Marvin's like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. I just wanted Jack to do this the right way, not the bad way. He's trying to talk to Vesper and make sure she doesn't hurt Eddie because Eddie's dying. We don't want Eddie to die. It's only episode 7. So after Jam flipped the 2 tables, he drops the bombs and Chloe sees them and picks them up and slowly walks back. And Marv goes up to Jem and is like, what was that? And Jem was like, "Hey man, you did something cool. You flipped the table. I want to do the same." And then he's like, "You told me to do the distraction," and that was the distraction. And Jem's like, okay, do something really, really lame so that way I don't have to copy you and do it. Marv goes up to Vesper like, "Hey Vesper or Venjix, whoever's in control right now, like I want to be part of Venjix. I want to be part of the group." Jack is like, "Tell me what you guys want to do and what you're planning to do." And then Jem is like, does the same. Jem also is like, "Yes, I want to join Venjix too." But everyone knows that Jem is already full of poop, so they don't believe him. So when Marvin's talking to Vesper, he's just like, "Oh, the gamma radiation outside the earth, it's like making me feel sick. Like I don't know what to do. Like, oh, my stomach's hurt. Something's happening. Vesper, can you please give me some help or something?" Vesper doesn't do anything at all. And Marvin does the unbelievable. He pukes on Vesper. So he pukes on Vesper and he's like, "Oh my god, Vesper, I'm so sorry. Grinders, come help me clean her up. Like, we need to clean her up. She's a mess with all my puke." So that was the distraction Marvin gave him. Chloe goes to Jem's like, "Alright, I got the bombs. We should put them up." So Jem's like, "Alright, I'll be right behind you. Let's go." They put the bombs on the generators and Jem is like, "Okay, to activate these bombs, you need voice activation. So with this bomb, I'll yell boom time in 9 decibels. You yell boom time in 9 decibels. And then this one, the 3rd bomb, we have to say it together. So I say it's boom, and then you say time." And then Chloe's like, "Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this." So Chloe does the 1st bomb. She's like, "It's boom time!" And then boom, it blows up. And then Jem is like, "It's boom time!" Boom! And then Jem is like, "It's boom!" And Chloe's like, "Time!" Vesper and the grinders hear the explosion and she looks at Marv and starts grabbing him, starts beating him up. And then she's like, rule number 1 of being a ranger: never escalate from a battle. So she morphs. So the explosions happen and the facility's power I guess goes down, and Jem is like, "Okay, the morphers are on the other side of this room. So all we need to do is go and get them." They do this incredible jump and they enter the room where the morphers are. Jack meets up with them in that room and is like, "Alright, what are we looking for?" There was these boxes in the room, and inside the boxes were the morphers. So Jack gets a box, he opens it, and he's like, "Alright, there's 4 morphers: mine, Chloe, Eddie's, and Marv's." He's like, "Oh, there's also these 2 weird things, which I don't know where they are. There's gold and silver discs. I'll just keep them." Jam sees like this weird thing on the wall, kind of like an octopus, like a computer screen on the wall where like there's wires coming out of it, and he's like, this looks like you can connect it to like an android. Maybe he can use this to help someone out in need. So we cut back to Vesper beating the ranger out of Marv, and she just throws him like a ragdoll to Eddie's direction. So then Jack comes in and is just like, "Hey Eddie, here's your morph for a catch." And Eddie gets it and he puts it on. So you could say that Eddie morphs into action. Power up! Eddie's still kind of dying, but they added this feature where the morpher can actually heal you. So he talks to the morpher with the power that's inside here, like, lend me your energy, and he gets healed. So Eddie's not dying anymore. So Vesper's like, "Alright, you know what, whatever, you healed, doesn't mean anything. I'm still gonna defeat you guys." Alright, so Jen comes in and is like, "Alright, I think I know how to save her." He goes up to Jack and is like, "Hey, can I have those? That's actually my morpher and that's my sister's morpher." And Jack is like, "Yeah, sure, here you go." So Jen goes with Marv and Chloe. Marv and Chloe are like, "It's morphing time," and Jem is like, "RPM, get in gear." So Jem is like, "Okay, I know how to save her. I have this bomb and we can blow her up. Then we'll be all saved from her. The Rangers are like, no, we can't do that. Well, she's our friend. We need her alive. That's the whole point of saving her, not destroying her. Before they were gonna fight, Eddie's like, no, before we do anything, let me talk to her one last time. So Eddie, Smooth Eddie comes in and is like, Vesper, please, we're your friends. We're here to help you. You're not alone anymore. I know you told me that you were scared. We're here to help you. Vesper is just like, So when Vesper falls to the ground, like holding her head in like agony, Jem is like, alright, she's kind of distracted, I guess. So will you guys help me connect these needles into her? We can go inside her mind and try to save her from the inside. So Jem is like, alright, thank you for hooking her up. Now it's time for us to hook ourselves up and link with her. But here's the thing, if we die in her mind, then we die in real life. So let's have fun with this and let's go. And everyone's like, I don't think we're ready. And boom, Jem just activates the machine and they all go inside Vesper's programming. They're in Vesper's mind and they walk around for a bit. They see like hologram memories of Vesper's childhood. And one of them was about her childhood memory of her building a dog and then bullies coming in and destroying it. And she was all sad, but then someone comes in and helps her rebuild it. So during that whole summer, she was building the dog with her friend. But when they got back to school, her friend wasn't there, but people saw how cool the dog was that they became friends with her. But the thing is, she lost the one true friend that actually helped her build that, which his name was Robert. And Robert died. We don't know how, but he died. And that's why she's afraid to open up, because that was her first friend. And she feels like he will never be replaced in that sort of way. So while walking, they see a bright light. And that light is... They see that the white light is her memories, her good memories, but then there's also this red light that's trying to conquer everything, and that red light is the magic virus. So they find Vesper inside her head, and she's like, oh, what are you guys doing here? Are you guys in my head? And then they're like, yes, we're here to help you. We want you to be safe. So we're here to tell you that you're not fighting this alone. We're here inside you. So Vesper's like, I don't know what to do. This is scaring me. Like, I'm sorry if I hurt you guys, but like, I don't think I'm strong enough. Jem is just like, hey, this is your imagination. This is your head. So you get to decide what happens in your head. Use your imagination and use that to defeat the Vengex virus. Vengex comes in her mind and is like, you'll never defeat me. I will conquer you and conquer the whole world and destroy you, Rangers. But then Vesper was like, no, this is my head. This is my world. I'm here to defeat you with my friends. So Vesper turns to them and she remembers that they used the Vortex Blaster in the first episode to defeat, or to use against the Alliance leadership. So she's like, let's use that again and use this to defeat the Vengex virus inside of me. So they're like, alright, it's good. Let's do it. This is your imagination. So she summons it and she's ready to fire. They all grab onto it. Jem is like, at the same time, we say, boom time. Ready? And they all grab it and like, it's boom time. And then they shoot it and they destroy the Vengex virus inside Vesper. So after that, they come back to the real world, and when they do, they get a call from M. So M is talking to them through the walkie-talkie and telling them to hurry up because she brought reinforcements and she's there to help them escape or leave. So M hears Jem talking and she's like, oh, so who is that? And then they're like, oh, it's the guy, he was with us trapped. He's Jem. And then he's like, oh, hi Jem, how are you? I'm M. And then Jem's like, M? Is that just your name? Do you not have a last name? She's like, I don't think so. And then Jem's like, by any chance for you in the alphabet soup? And Emma's like, I'm not sure what that is. And then Jem is like, it's a place where smart kids used to go and they weren't given the last name. Like me, my name is Jem, my sister's name Gemma. But before we can continue the backstory, someone was like, we gotta hurry up. We gotta destroy this place. Like, alright, sorry, let's get back to our mission. Eddie and Jem go and help the other civilians trapped. At the same time, Jem's looking for his sister. The other guys are helping the civilians escape. And after they save everyone, Buzzkill comes into action. And Vesper tries to attack. They all meet up with Vesper with Buzzkill, and they decide to fight him. Chloe was like, Jem, how many bombs do you have left? And Jem was like, not a lot. Why do you want to use them? And Chloe's like, yeah, I want to shoot my arrows and attach one of the arrows to the bomb so we can just shoot. But didn't really work. The bomb didn't go off. Jem hits the monster in a crotch area. Apparently that was really effective. So that makes the monster grow. They don't know if they can activate their Zords. So they're like, what do? We can't win this fight without our Zords. And Jem was like, oh no, you can use your Zords. The swords are from power, are from like your power, the power within you. So Jem yells for his sword like, summon chicken Zord. So they all try to yell for the Zords, and Eddie's like, blue HyperForce Serpent Sword activate. And it comes to Eddie, and they're like, whoa Eddie, how did you do that? Well, I don't know, I was just yelling from heart, you know, like I wanted it here. So then they all yell for it, and yeah, their swords come in. So while they're all going inside, Jam decides to use his chicken Zord, Falcon Zord, but his chicken Zord to fight Buzzkill. Jam tells them, you know, like, if you guys want to win, you guys have to combine your powers together and make a Megazord. Connect your energy, make sure you guys are connected, like you guys are one, like make sure you guys feel like you're one. They start to close their eyes and pour their ranger energy into the Zords, and then they start to feel this connection. They combine to the HyperForce Megazord. They meet Buzzkill eye to eye, and with that we welcome the Chronos HyperForce Megazord. So they attack with all their might, knock out Buzzkill, and then Kilobyte comes in and starts yelling at them like, you can't win. They see Kilobyte next to Buzzkill, and he starts yelling. So what they do is they kick Kilobyte out into like the world. And that was really cool because that connected to the RPM episode when Kilobyte is first introduced in RPM. Venjix asks like, where have you been, Kilobyte? And Kilobyte's like, I've been walking for like 4,000 miles. So that made it canon that the HyperForce Rangers kicked Kilobyte into the distance, and he had to walk back and to meet up with Venjix once again. They defeat Buzzkill and Kilobyte, and they notice that their Megazord, their Zords are working. So Marv is like, if our Zords are working, maybe our ship is working. We were just so caught up in this whole new world that we weren't thinking right. So maybe our swords and our ship run in the same power. So they say their goodbyes to Jem. He's off to go find his sister, while the M and her people go to Corn City, and the Rangers, the HyperForce Rangers, they go back to the ship. So when they're in the ship, Vesper realizes that she has a connection with the ship, like she can connect with it because she is an android now, so she is part machine. So she sees where the red button was, there's like a big like hole, and she puts her hand in there and she connects it, and she turns on the ship, so she's able to drive the ship manually now. And with that, they go to the hyperstream. Everyone's in pit. Alpha's still kind of like fuzzy and waking up. Everyone, Marv wants to talk to Vesper alone, so Chloe and Eddie go to the kitchen and, you know, get some food. Jack goes with them, and Marvin tells Vesper like, hey, you know, it's okay, you're not gonna be alone because I was in the same boat with you too. Like, I'm not an android, but I am an alien, and that's one of the reasons why I was kicked off the Force. But I'm here for you, like, you and me are the same. I just want you to know that. And Vesper's like, wow, thank you, that's a big secret. Like, yeah, no one else knows. So then we cut to the kitchen, and Chloe makes a burrito, and she says, I'm calling this one the Gemarito. Episode 7 on HyperForce. It was a really good episode. We got backstory on Vesper, we got backstory on Marvin. We learned a little bit more about Jack and Marv's relationship before they became Rangers. So yeah, now we got Eddie, who is dating Android. Where in the timeline are they gonna go visit? Who's the next special guest? That's about it. So, as always, have a great day or night or wherever you are.